You're watching Wish TV. Now, 24-hour News 8 at 6 continues.
Hey, good evening. 6 o'clock and rain is falling in central Indiana. However, it's not cold enough for snow yet, thanks to the mild temperature.
Good thing. Just how long are you going to need the umbrella for tonight? Well, Forecast 8 meteorologist Pamela Gardner is tracking what's ahead in our first forecast. Pamela.
It's going to be a soggy evening for us across central Indiana. Already those rain showers moving across the western half of the state, according to Forecast 8 Storm Tracker. Now, areas farther to the east, Anderson, Muncie, Richmond, Connorsville, you're not seeing the rain just yet, but those showers are pushing all along Kokomo to Crawfordsville to Greencastle and just starting to push into Indianapolis, too. The heaviest pocket of rain from Frankfort and just moving into Kokomo as it pushes to the north and to the east. More heavy, steady rain farther south of I-70 Martinsville to Bloomington. So those rain showers will continue in our evening forecast. Forecast 8 Futurecast, the latest forecast model, puts the showers all across central Indiana by 8 o'clock this evening. And then still, we're going to be nice and soggy for Tuesday midnight as we end it there. Right now, 56 degrees. The sky's getting darker back there with those clouds and the rain moving in, plus the sun is setting. Wind coming from the south at 24, helping to keep our temperatures elevated at this hour. In just a few minutes, I'll have details on when the rain changes to snow, how bitter cold we expect to get over the next couple of days, and then another system we anticipate for the end of your work week in your 8-day.
Family and friends of 24-year-old Timothy McCormick are braving the weather tonight to remember a man who dedicated his life to saving others. This is a live picture from Crown Hill Cemetery, the site of McCormick's visitation, which is going on right now. In a moment, you'll hear from a co-worker who spoke to 24-hour News 8 today. And really, it wasn't just one life lost, but two.
22-year-old Cody Medley died from his injuries yesterday, nearly 24 hours after the passing of McCormick. Both men worked for Indianapolis Emergency Medical Services. Authorities say a car collided with their ambulance at a downtown intersection early Saturday. The pair was not on an emergency run and had the right of way. Here's the latest on the investigation. IMPD says it's been working this case all day, but detectives are releasing very little new information. We do know Jade Hammer drove the Honda that crashed into the ambulance. Once on the scene, officers say they found Hammer, who said, quote, "Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe I was in this accident," unquote. In a police report, Hammer told investigators she had consumed 1.5 mixed drinks that she described as being light. Hammer agreed to a blood draw to test her blood alcohol limit. She was later treated and released from the hospital. And at this time, she has not been charged with any crime. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office was closed today for President's Day, and there is no word on if charges will come down later. Well, from the crash, we are learning more tonight about the victims, two men whose job was to save the lives of others.
Visitation, as we said, just got underway this afternoon for the first medic who died over the weekend, Timothy McCormick. 24-hour News 8's Teresa Mackin is live outside Crown Hill Cemetery with the story about those who've come to pay their respects. Teresa.
Guys, the mood out here is very somber, very quiet. We've been watching as EMT crews in full uniform have been coming to pay their respects here. You can see the parking lot is full and mainly full of emergency vehicles, state police vehicles, also ambulances from all different jurisdictions, as well as fire trucks. Earlier today, as friends and family arrived, it was an emotional scene outside the funeral home. You'll remember Marion County has never lost an EMT, so this losing two is especially difficult. We spoke with a co-worker who said he was hired with both Medley and McCormick. He said he had to work for the first time last night, working that he normally does with those two, and he said it was difficult to get through. Co-workers tell me they want the two to be remembered for exactly who they were.
They were just great people, that they were dedicated to help others, and they both just loved coming to work every day, just trying to make a difference and do what they could for everybody.
Timmy was an angel. He was amazing. And he was like a brother to me, a little brother.
Val worked closely with McCormick and said he was working to become a paramedic. We also spoke with those two about going back to work and their thoughts as they get behind the wheel of an ambulance again. They said they already use caution, but they will use even more as they start their first shifts after this accident. They say they're just asking the public tonight to be aware. Watch out even for ambulances without those flashing lights. Now, still ahead tonight on Wish TV at 10 and 11, hear more from co-workers just how they want those two colleagues to be remembered. We're live. Teresa Mackin, 24-Hour News 8.
This is new video out at Crown Hill Cemetery, an ambulance procession outside the cemetery late this evening. We're told the body of Cody Medley was inside as family and friends prepare to say goodbye to him.
And now to give you a closer look at the crash, police say Jade Hammer was heading west on St. Clair after leaving a bar early Saturday morning. McCormick and Medley were in their ambulance heading south on Senate, and they say it was right there at the intersection where Hammer slammed into the ambulance. Police say they don't know how fast she was going, but it was fast enough and at just the right angle when it hit that it knocked the ambulance onto its side, and then the ambulance slid about half a block. You can see where it came to rest south of the intersection, and Jade Hammer's car was just a little bit south of the intersection, but not quite as far as the ambulance slid.
National studies show paramedics and EMTs face greater risks on the road compared to other drivers. And 24-Hour News 8's Jay Hermasinski looked into the dangers that our emergency workers face every time they get behind the wheel. He's live tonight at the accident site.
And Karen, people have been dropping off flowers here at the site throughout the day. When you look at an ambulance, you get the impression that the driver and front seat passenger are well protected. Well, we found crash statistics tell a different story. We looked at data from the Fire Protection Research Foundation, the CDC, and the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health. Between 2003 and 2009, an average of almost 1,300 U.S. workers died from roadway crashes each year.
Medic 131.
But emergency medical technicians and paramedics have higher fatal injury rates when compared with all other workers. In fact, one national investigation estimated that the fatality rate of EMS workers was more than 2 times higher than national average for all workers. Because ambulances and other emergency vehicles are top-heavy, there is an increased risk for injury due to rollovers. According to one EMS website, 33% of fatal emergency vehicle crashes involve rollovers. In the past, the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health has partnered with the ambulance manufacturers to improve emergency vehicle safety and create a new set of crash test standards. We were unable to find any recent crash data that shows whether those safety improvements help save lives. And ambulance drivers are required to go through special training. We learned that the 2 medics who died here, between them they had more than 6,400 runs with Wishart EMS. Reporting live downtown, Jay Hermasinski, 24-Hour News 8.
Indianapolis Mayor Greg Ballard has postponed tomorrow's State of the City address because of the weekend tragedy. The mayor's office announced the move this afternoon. Ballard now plans to give the annual speech Friday, March 8th at the Alexander Hotel downtown.
And keep it right here on 24-Hour News 8 for the latest on this weekend's deadly crash. Look for updates on the investigation, information about how the city and families are remembering the medics. Plus, we have a co-workers video tribute to the fallen colleagues. Just go to wishtv.com.
And just into the 24-Hour News 8 newsroom tonight, we now know the charges against the 17-year-old involved in last week's fatal crime spree. Serquan Burr now faces adult charges of robbery, attempted robbery, and auto theft in connection with incidents last Wednesday. Burr and a 15-year-old boy were taken into custody after the crash following a high-speed chase with police through 2 counties. The 2 believed to be responsible for a number of crimes, including a homicide on the south side and the shooting of a man walking his dog. A new partnership between Wishart and Community Health.
Still ahead on 24-Hour News 8, what the deal could mean for you and your family.
And a new push for anti-bullying legislation in Indiana. Next at 6, a mother and daughter take a stand at the State House.
Our officers come into contact with kids on a daily basis that can benefit from this.
Helping Kids in Crisis. Coming up, an 8th grade student's mission to bring the Bears in Blue Foundation to Hamilton County.
And IU is preparing for its biggest game of the season against Michigan State. I'm Anthony Calhoun, and later in sports, we'll have an update on the injury that sidelined Victor Oladipo over the weekend.
Tuesday on Daybreak, the community decides to get involved in stopping teen violence in Indianapolis.
And after a windy, warm Monday, big changes coming in for Tuesday.
Does your boss have a wellness program for you to use? In Great Health, we'll show you one that's working through creativity.
Thinking about a new vehicle? We'll make it happen at Ray Skillman Buick GMC Truck. Step up to a sporty new Verano, only $149 a month. Stop thinking and start driving at Ray Skillman Buick GMC Truck, US 31 South and I-465 and Washington Street.
I was the strongest woman in the world, and something still went wrong. I had cancer. So I went to Cancer Treatment Centers of America for my treatment.
For Karin, we knew that we had to come up with an aggressive treatment plan. It included surgery, radiation therapy, and chemotherapy.
They cultivated an atmosphere where the people that work there love what they do, and they just treat patients like they were the most important patient there. In my mind, that's the way all healthcare should be.
If you or someone you love has complex or advanced stage breast cancer, go to cancercenter.com/breast. You'll see how our treatment results compare to national averages. You'll also learn why our patient satisfaction rating is over 95%.
After I went through something that you'd think could tear you down, it's built me up.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America. Care that never quits. Appointments available now.
Love to kick up some dirt or cruise the open road? Then head on out to the 22nd Annual Indiana Motorcycle Expo, February 22nd through the 24th at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Tons of local dealers, gear and apparel for street, dirt, custom motorcycles and choppers. Biker Showcase, sponsored by Miracle Ride. Meet Mikey Tuttle from American Chopper, New Motorcycle Travel Showcase, and of course, the famous Hardee's Thick Burger Fashion Stage. It's all part of the Ford Indianapolis Boat Sport and Travel Show. One ticket gets you into both shows. The Indiana Motorcycle Expo. Save $2 on adult advance tickets at Marsh or Main Street Market, or get tickets online at IndySportsShow.com.
Thinking about a new vehicle? We'll make it happen at Ray Skillman Buick GMC Truck. Drive a sleek new Buick LaCrosse for as low as $239 a month. Stop thinking and start driving at Ray Skillman Buick GMC Truck, US 31 South and I-465 and Washington Street.
If you use Wishart Eskenazi or the Community Health Network, your healthcare options are expanding. The two groups formed a new partnership. That means if you normally use Wishart, which will soon become Eskenazi, you'll be able to get treatment at any of the community hospitals and vice versa. Healthcare reform is at the center of the partnership. This new partnership is not a merger, and both health networks will keep their own properties and continue alliances that are already in place.
A bill that would help school districts fight bullying has been introduced at the State House. 16-year-old Chelsea Little and her mother, they were among a group testifying before lawmakers on Monday. The bill requires the State Department of Education to come up with procedures for reporting bullying. It would also require each school district to document the number and nature of the bullying incidents, and would require the state to create guidelines on how to discipline the students who have bullied kids.
There needs to be a change for the kids that have lost their lives, and I feel like I can help be the voice of those kids due to 3 of them being some of my friends.
The bill passed unanimously. The move to toughen anti-bullying laws, that would also require educators to undergo training. Purdue celebrates its largest donation from individuals in the university's history.
Coming up, what we know about the anonymous gift tonight, and how can teddy bears make the town of Fishers a better place to live? Next at 6, find out about one 8th grader's mission to help kids in crisis in Hamilton County.
Tracking lots of rain across central Indiana, and it's spreading across the state at this time as it moves to the north and to the east. When the rain chances change to snow in your forecast.
20 minutes after you quit smoking, your blood pressure decreases. After 2 days, your chance of heart attack drops. And 1 year after you quit, your risk of heart disease is cut in half. But right now, you're a heart attack waiting to happen. Every cigarette makes you sick. Quit smoking today.
For score and many years ago.
Score a deal with you.
Oh, yeah. Massive deal.
Who's your founding father?
Get a rear view camera.
I see you, baby.
Bluetooth. Talking about the red, white, and blue too.
Great deals and features come standard on our most popular Honda models. The President's Day sales event, happening now at your Honda dealer.
Need new flooring? Then come to Blakely's Flooring's President's Day sale and let our design-trained staff help you every step of the way. During this event, you'll save on hardwoods, laminates, ceramic tile, vinyl, and Karastan carpet and rugs. And take advantage of 0% financing for 1 whole year. You'll notice the Blakely's difference when you shop and save on our huge selection of beautiful Karastan carpet and rugs. The President's Day sale event, going on now in Carmel in Merchant Square and Castleton at the corner of 88th and Hague. Hurry, sale ends soon.
Now this is a test drive. Whoa, you really feel all 335 foot-pounds of torque.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Silverado was also recognized for the lowest cost of ownership.
Hey, what are you going to do with it?
End table.
Oh.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Now get 0% financing for 60 months plus trade up to get $1,750 total allowance on a Silverado All-Star Edition, or trade up and choose customer cash plus option package discount for a total value of $7,250.
Purdue University says a couple that's asked to remain anonymous has made a $65 million gift to the university's College of Agriculture. Purdue President Mitch Daniels announced that news today, calling the donation a tremendous vote of confidence for the university and its College of Agriculture. The gift is Purdue's largest ever donation from individuals.
Well, this is one of the hardest parts of the job for a police officer, connecting with a child who has been abused. Today, the Fishers Police Department is teaming up with a group which gives officers teddy bears to hand out after a traumatic event. 24-Hour News 8's John LaBerge reports none of this would have been possible without the help of a local 8th grader.
What began as a school project for 8th grader Isabella Bucklew has grown into so much more.
I was looking for an organization that helps children who are victims of domestic violence, and while I was looking for an organization, I found the Bears in Blue.
The Bears in Blue Foundation supplies police officers with teddy bears to give to children after a traumatic event, including abuse, neglect, abandonment, and domestic violence.
I was contacting the other police departments, and then this idea came up.
Isabella says she wanted to go beyond the bear. She had the idea for police to give out journals to kids who may be too old for a teddy bear, a move that got the attention of Bears in Blue and the Fishers Police Department.
It's not just about bears and journals. You know, this is about a citizen that has taken a proactive approach to making her community a better place to live.
The Fishers Police Department is one of 24 police agencies that participates in the Bears in Blue Foundation. They hope these little bears will help them gain the trust of a child suffering from abuse.
We see traumatic situations all the time, and anytime it involves a kid, that's a worst case scenario.
The Bears and Isabella's journal will be given to patrol officers who are the first to come in contact with children in crisis. In Fishers, John LaBerge, 24-Hour News 8.
Fishers Police will begin handing out the bears and the journals starting today.
What a great effort. Difference of one person and the power of one.
Personal touch.
Very nice.
And how long will it be before the rain that's falling on probably most of us now shifts to snow?
Overnight tonight is when it happens. We still have several hours or so before that colder air really takes over, but the rain is already moving in, and that's the beginning of some big changes in the forecast that we will be experiencing for the next couple of days. The latest on Forecast 8 Storm Tracker shows the rain pushing into downtown Indianapolis at this time. Nothing extremely heavy, just some light showers as the system continues to push to the north and to the east. Kokomo now getting some heavy showers at this time, and this line of showers follows down to the south through the west side of Indianapolis, Brownsburg to Danville, along I-65, along I-74, I-70. If you have friends or family driving this evening, they'll be running into some steady rain and even some heavy downpours at times. Farther to the south of Indianapolis, Bloomington, Ellettsville and Smithville, those locations in Monroe County getting a heavy downpour. No lightning indicated by Storm Tracker at this time, but we could see a streak of lightning and maybe even some thunder and definitely some heavy downpours though, but nothing severe in the forecast this evening. Forecast 8 Storm Tracker, the bigger picture shows multiple showers and thunder showers farther to the south and west, and that's what we will be tracking in overnight tonight. On Forecast 8 Futurecast, the latest forecast model at 8 o'clock puts more heavy showers, especially south of Indianapolis, and then more waves of rain off and on throughout this evening. You'll want that umbrella if you will be out at all this evening. Midnight tonight, still dealing with the rain, but once that colder air filters in about 3 a.m., that's when we see the changeover from rain to light snow showers. The showers don't last too long. By 7 o'clock, most of the snow pushes out of the Hoosier State, but daybreak tomorrow morning could be a little slick. Once we hit the afternoon, the light snow showers out of here. A few lingering flurries remain in the forecast for Tuesday afternoon, and then nice and dry for late Tuesday evening. Wind gusts right now still very strong from the south, primarily between 35 and 45 miles per hour, 41 mile per hour gust here in Indy right now. That's helping to keep our temps elevated in the 50s for most of us, 52 downtown Indianapolis, but overnight that colder air filters in, falling to 35 degrees at 3. That's when the changeover happens, and then 25 degrees at 7 o'clock, the morning low. Then highs on Tuesday, not warming up much. Upper 20s, low 30s, 30 here for the high in Indianapolis. It's going to be another windy day, too, with a few flurries mixed in. Your 5-day forecast, we hold on to that colder air for Wednesday with the high 25, mostly sunny. Thursday and Friday, another chance for a wintry mix, and temperatures slowly increase.
All right, thank you, Pamela. One ankle makes this game even bigger than it would have been otherwise.
This is a huge game that we're going to be there for.
That's right. Michigan State against the Indiana Hoosiers tomorrow night. Will Victor Oladipo be back in action tomorrow night for the huge game? We'll tell you next in sports.
My sister and I envision the Village Experience as a way to do more for developing countries around the world. When you travel the world and experience different cultures firsthand, it truly changes you. And when you realize you can make a difference in someone's life halfway around the world, it becomes a very humbling and rewarding experience. To me, the best education has always come from involvement and personal interaction, whether it's in a classroom or in a tiny village.
I've always loved writing songs. Now we've adapted a novel into a full musical, collaborating with the novelist, my student team, and Broadway mentors. It's thrilling to hear my lyrics and score on center stage. Ball State, education redefined.
Indiana Grand Casino is celebrating February with a $60,000 Party Gras Progressive. Every Friday, 10 lucky winners will have a chance to win $15,000 in cash. If no one wins, then the jackpot grows $15,000 each week. Yeah, we're giving away 60 grand. It's a party all month long at Indiana Grand Casino. Just breeze down I-74 exit 109 Shelbyville at Indiana Downs. Voted #1 racino and casino floor 3 years running. Now playing.
Think it's hard to get a great deal on a new Toyota? Not at Andy Moore Toyota in Avon. We have over 300 new Toyotas for you to choose from. This month, get a new Corolla for only $99 a month. A new Corolla, only $99 a month. And I have 33 at that price in stock. Or get a new Camry LE for only $179 a month. And I have 50 to choose from. We're changing the way you buy and service Toyotas, one family at a time. Only at Andy Moore Toyota in Avon.
It's Empire Today's Whole House Sale. Buy carpet with installation for 2 rooms and get carpet for the rest of your rooms free. Plus, pay no interest for 1 year. Schedule now.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. Real-world design projects using the best technology. That's what prepared me. Now I'm taking on New York City and producing creative content online at Sesame Street.
Ball State, education redefined.
Hey, good evening to you. A lot of Hoosier fans breathing a sigh of relief today. IU coach Tom Crean said today that he expects Victor Oladipo to play tomorrow night at Michigan State. The junior star injured his left ankle late in the first half against Purdue on Saturday and sat out the second half. That is a welcome return considering the team heads to East Lansing tomorrow to face the Spartans as the Hoosiers continue to make a run for a Big Ten title. IU has put together 3 3 dominant performances in the past few weeks, and they say it all goes back to their disappointing last-second loss to Illinois.
I think we really gained a great understanding from the Illinois game. I think that's been obvious, especially last Sunday at Ohio State, that our guys really responded. That yes, there's a lot of freedom here, but time and score at the end of the game is always going to override freedom.
I just think we've been smarter with the ball, not taking shots that you would take within the flow of the game, knowing that the clock is at a certain point. I think we have a better understanding because we have a veteran team, but also we have some young guys. I think as a collective whole, we really are better at closing games than we were.
All right, meanwhile, after a come-from-behind win at Fordham on Saturday, Butler is set to play 2 at Hinkle this week that could decide their league fate. Their first go-around through the A-10 has seen its ups and downs, but the Bulldogs are still in the thick of the title race. The coach says what his team has accomplished this year has been impressive.
Well, these guys have done a great job through all the stuff. I mean, they have been throwing some tough curveballs, and we've played without, 2 of our best players for 4 games, and we've played with them in games that you barely win. And so it's certainly been a great challenge.
It's good for us because we know we need to play every single game. There's no off days for us because you see games like St. Louis and Xavier, when we don't play well, we get beat pretty bad. So we know we need to come in and play hard every game.
And the home of Butler basketball, Mighty TV Channel 23 is the place to be tomorrow night. Butler against Duquesne. That's coming up tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We'll have it for you over Mighty TV Channel 23. And here's a look at this week's latest AP Top 25 poll. And the Hoosiers, #1 again this week. See Miami 2, Gonzaga 3, Michigan State 4, and Florida 5. As for the Butler Bulldogs, they dropped to 15th this week. Notre Dame is 25. Well, moving to the NBA and some NBA news tonight, a league legend has passed away. Longtime Lakers owner Jerry Buss died at the age of 80 today after losing his battle with cancer. Under his guidance for the past 30 years, the Lakers won 10 NBA titles. And what a weekend for Pacers star Paul George. He wrapped up his first NBA All-Star experience last night with a strong performance. Karen, George played just 20 minutes but made the most of his time out there, Eric, putting up 17 points in the East. Lost, though, to the Western Conference, but congratulations to him. It's great seeing him down there in Houston, yeah. Pacers practice tonight. We're here from the Pacers tonight at 10 and 11.
And you know what, a huge fan I am, Paul George. He walks out looking like a rock star, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
See you tonight at 10 and 11.
Tuesday on Daybreak, the community decides to get involved in stopping teen violence in Indianapolis.
And after a windy, warm Monday, big changes coming in for Tuesday.
Does your boss have a wellness program for you to use? In Great Health, we'll show you one that's working through creativity.